talking about a wonderful baseball movie. More in baseball, but baseball movies make men cry. Walked outside of the movie last night, all these red eyes, mine included. What is it about baseball movies that make grown men cry?
Well, it's hard to be friends with men, I mean, and not fall under some sort of strange, scrutiny. And baseball teams allow a context for men to be friends with other men in a very intense, close way. And this movie is a story of friendships. It's a story of Billy Chappell and Gus Sinski, the two characters played by our two main actors in the piece, and their friendship, about what they've given to each other and how they've supported each other through the years, and their and finally their admission that they are as close as they are. And I don't know if that's why guys are always patting each other's butts in baseball games. I'm not sure what that's all about, but I do know that men crave these friendships, and they exist in a team. Mm-hmm. And that's what's great about baseball, is each guy has got to give so much so that they can be successful together.
Now, this film involves somewhat of a tryout for you, what I've read. Anyway, you had to fly in to meet Mr. Costner to see if you could be the director.
I did. He was very warm and open, but it was very intimidating to meet Kevin Costner for the first time. And after the meet, I told him what I wanted to do with the movie, how I saw it, and he was polite, but I just laid awake in my hotel room that night thinking, what am I doing here? I make B-horror movies. I'm never going to get this job. But somehow I got the job. Mm-hmm. And Kevin approved me.
Talking about your past as a horror film director and talking about the high energy that you bring to that, I would imagine it's just as tough to set up a shot that involves a great deal of subtlety. Is that true? Or?
Yeah, it's just a different challenge. In the horror movies, when you're trying to thrill the audience and do it from the point of view of some supernatural beast, the camera can be swooping around for great dramatic effect. And you think to yourself, what's the most dramatic way I can present this scene, the most exciting? And in a movie like For Love of the Game, the question is just simply different, which is, where is the proper place to put the camera? Because you don't want the audience to be aware of the camera in these pictures, in a picture like For Love of the Game. It's about the characters. You want them to be drawn into the frame, not to be pushed back and aware that that is an interesting movie shot. Mm. So it's just a different goal. It's an interesting job. It's a great job being a movie director.
Got to talk quickly about the Coen brothers. Last time we talked, household, still trying to figure out what was in the water in L.A. with the Coens, Frances McDormand, Holly Hunter, Kathy Bates eventually. Is there going to be a chance ever that we're going to get all of you together on one project? I mean, that would be wonderful.
Well, you're talking about the house that I lived in with all those
in L.A.,
people.
yeah, with all those.
Maybe. That's an interesting idea. I don't know that it would be of interest to anyone but you and me, the fact that we lived in the house together and then we're in a movie. I mean, movies are such giant undertakings of finance and resources that the fact that we lived in that house may not merit a motion picture production.
With a house full of talent, though.
That was an interesting story. I was honored to be living with him. I just saw Joel Coen 2 days ago. Ethan Coen had a new baby girl, sorry, and just saw Joel on the set of their new movie on Universal's back lot.
Terrific. Name of the film, For the Love of the Game, Sam Raimi. Thank you. Nice to meet you.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you for having me on your show.
Thanks.
In my room.